This is Unthink Me's Altitudes, 12 Stages of Consciousness, What the Sun Is. Hey Daddy, what's the sun? Any object, any concept, anything whatsoever can be considered from 12 level perspectives. These levels are developmental in nature as each level incorporates the previous and results in an emergent, ordered, self-sustaining structure called a meme. These memes are not incidental or arbitrary, but are the core evolutionary pattern we see in nature, in civilization, and in our own maturity. The altitudes levels, in the most basic and general sense, map out every way that the sun can possibly be understood by a human being. Our explanations will be extremely shallow, so you get the idea, but every altitude offers endless grain, depth, and detail on what the sun is, and the point of this is only to orient ourselves to the contextual basis so that we understand where we are in the entire context of reality, so that we don't fight over it, and so that all perspectives are considered, honored, and acknowledged as perfectly natural and reasonable ways to understand reality. Why don't you go ahead and give me a like and hit that subscribe and share this video. This is all free. Go ahead and share this around. I don't know what I'm talking about. Level 1, infrared. Default instinct. That's like my name for it. The sun. That thing? That's the sun? It's over there. I do stuff during the day when it's light. It gets dark. I can't see anything. I shut my eyes. Go to sleep. I can't see the sun. It's too bright. Level 2, magenta, magic or fantasy lore. The sun is yellow and very, very hot. It's in the sky in the daytime. Everyone draws it with a face on it. If the sun was a person, it would be nice, but sometimes angry. Very strong. The sun makes plants grow. Light is like food for them. When the sun goes down, it gets chilly and dark, and that's scary. I'm glad when the sun comes up in the morning. Level 3, red, selfish legend. All right. Even though it looks little, the sun is actually crazy big. Like, you can't imagine how big the sun is. It's like a light bulb for the world. Thousands and thousands of times bigger and zillions of miles away. When it gets really hot out, I like to go swimming and wear cool sunglasses that cost like $200. One day it got to like 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and I almost died. I had to go to the emergency room. Anyways, I like going out sneaking around in the night, doing spooky stuff and getting up to no good with nobody watching. And then, like the moon is so crazy to look at. I wonder why people think the moon has something to do with being crazy. Yeah? You ever think about that? Level 4, amber, myth member. It's kind of weird to ask someone like what the sun is. Night and day, life and death, light and dark, good and bad. Is that what you're talking about? Like what the sun symbolizes? The sun is a star. We're one of a bunch of planets with moons and all that. It doesn't really have a whole lot to do with me. I'm in a town in a country in the middle of a world, in the middle of an endless sky, at the mercy of whatever the sun does. Whether that's feast or famine, you get so much time for work, so much time for play and rest. And whether that's a gift or a test, I'm just going to be the best person that I can be, generous and kind, take care of my family and all that. But yeah, what's the sun? A level 5, orange, rational achiever. In the formation of the Milky Way galaxy, our arbitrary below-average sized sun coalesced from within an unremarkable location into exploding gas and plasma, and the heavier materials formed solid planets, spinning as they orbited the sun. Day and night are determined by whether our location is pointed towards the sun. Like if you actually need to know something about the sun, I can look up its various temperatures, speeds, features, emission spectra, orbital events, mass. I mean, there's quite a lot we know about that sucker. In pre-scientific times, people considered the sun a god or thought we sit in the middle of the universe. But through measurement and observation, we came to understand that it is nothing more than a commonplace reaction between basic forces and particle dynamics in space, just a disturbance seeking equilibrium. And in a way, that's more impressive. A level 6 green, sensitive pluralist. Ah, what a fantastic question. You are so inquisitive. Many different cultures understand the sun in different ways. The sun is often seen as a primary deity, a great champion, hero, or god of prosperity, development, power, vitality, often existing in contrast or balance to a god of night or darkness, sleep or death, Apollo and Dionysus, so on and so forth. These associations have led to a history of cultural oppression, resulting from the dualistic perception of the dark, the black, the nocturnal, the feminine, or death itself as being intrinsically bad, wrong, taboo, or evil. A more whole, self-genuine knowledge can arise from a sober contemplation of the dark and light within ourselves and within one's own values, to focus on what is common about the different ways we understand the sun, and to celebrate the differences between us. Of course, the sun powers our planet, nurtures our life, and we can indeed consider ourselves native citizens of this solar system. We are only now realizing how delicate this balance is, and I hope that humanity can come together and serve the greater good of an equitable and sustainable existence. Second tier now, level 7 TEAL, integral developer. Many aspects of stars, gravity, and the nature of light and energy remain mysterious, but the sun can be understood at a magical, mythical, rational, pluralistic, or integral level. The integral level attempts to balance these perspectives and honor them via inclusion into a comprehensive understanding of what the sun is. The sun is a system. It has no purpose, but it has generated life, civilization, and intelligence. The sun system is thus, by whatever miracle or coincidence, a highly unlikely evolution machine, and my opportunity in it is to be myself a highly unlikely evolution machine, and to participate in the collective unfolding as the evolution machine becomes increasingly self-aware and increasingly unlikely, as we see, very literally and deliberately, what the sun is a matter of your level of comprehension. Level 8 turquoise, holistic centaur. Looking at the upper right quadrant, the external individual perspective, it could be any objective fact. But for example, we're looking at the sun. I will make zero jokes about looking at the sun. This upper right sun is observed from the upper left quadrant, the perspective of an ordinary human individual, any old baby. At each of these upper left levels of consciousness, in the setting, the lower left and right quadrants, of our present-day level 5 or 6 global civilization. And just in case you're curious, the sun itself does not express altitudes and is not a mental level entity unto itself. We have in common with the sun that we are molecular entities. We are a part of the sun system at the level of being a physical body of molecules and atoms, the meta levels of matter and substance, which are preconditions for the meta level of life, which is a precondition for the meta level of mind, which expresses altitudes, in all 4 quadrants. The mind level of the solar system is thus us, if anything at all. Literally, we are the solar system. We're into the 3rd tier now. These are all speculative, based on individuals, not cultures. Level 9, indigo, psychic intuitive. So what is the sun? Touching your skin, penetrating you with its warmth, the warmth of your body, connected to the sun, to every other star in the cosmos by gravity and light, weight, heat, energy, invisible forces, light rays traversing space to touch you from 8 minutes ago, the same sun that shines on the dinosaurs, the same sun that shines before anyone was here. In this moment, wake up. Be the light and let go Let go of the light. Go deeper within. Letting go. No more story. It's totally effortless. Am I dreaming? What is the nature of this? Is this a dream really? What is the sun? Who is asking? What is the sun that I think is the sun? What is my sun that I know? Level 10, Violet, Subtle Visionary. The light of the sun being myself, not anything at all, forever and ever. I am this light, non-self of eternal radiating waves, of color, frequencies of light, the skipping stone of creation, the light in each and every moment, the thousand eyes enveloped in darkness into it forms, crushed singular at the heart of the sun, in eternal empty midnight. And as it exhales light into death, breathing, oh, pulsing, the caution, the mystery, I'm lost, forsaken, release me. I know this is the lesson. Allow me to see. It was never me. Light is all there is. It's just light. That's all I am. The entire thing is light. Level 11, Ultraviolet, Causal Witness. No sun, no light or dark, just this, only this. The character of this is not big, not small, not vast, not colors or shapes or visual, not concepts or ideas, language, models, not this, not listening, not silence, only looking, not with eyes. The entire thing itself is only looking, not visual. Where are you looking? What is location? So then, stop imagining things. How big is this? The whole thing, how big does it seem? Am I here? Who am I? How big is that? Where does it begin and end? It's not that. Who am I before any time, any knowledge, before anything ever happened? Who is there before the nature of brightness, the most penetrating, blinding, obliviating light, separated from an endless, infinite sea without sight, of black darker than emptiness, a screaming, exploding, inside out and reversed, nothing, happening nowhere, to no one. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Who is asking oneself something? What watches this all go down, other than itself? Does not all of everything always take place within this forever, and thus the you, me, and us, and it, the sun, is not conceptually, but in fact, the animate spirit of this cosmos, imagining itself as separate people existing in time. Level 12, Clear Light, Non-Dual Union. We're doing a thing about the sun together. It's over. You knew it all before you saw it. You made it. You've always known exactly what the sun is, and so does everyone else. It's the sun. There it is. Wondrous. And it's gone. Still here. I mean, it's like, yeah, the highest level of consciousness possible. I'm sure it's really easy to convey in language in a YouTube video, but there's no need, nothing to convey. Convey to who? The point is, I'm a cartoon, and I show you how to get there. And being a cartoon, I'm probably wrong. But not completely wrong. You are a cartoon, not completely wrong. I hope that this video serves to portray the 4 third-tier transcendent levels of consciousness at a cartoon level for the sake of people understanding it at least that well as I do. I exist because the levels I'm describing here accurately describe my reality as I understand it, as well as I understand myself to be a cartoon. It's just a fact of the matter that my existence is inevitably imagined, comprehended, and constructed from the perspective of levels to the perspective of levels. Hi. I'm presenting reality from level 7 teal meme. It's a nice color, and I am talking about the non-dual enlightenment of the Buddha, or whoever you may imagine existing at the highest stage of consciousness currently possible. And like most level 7s, I will say that I don't exactly know what that is. So I can repeat words like non-dual, ever-present, always already, bodhisattva, tantra, all sorts of words. But one thing that I will say definitively with heart and soul conviction, what level 12 is, what meditation and spirituality are, is almost certainly more important than we think it is. If you don't have a particularly calcified view and you have no idea what any of this is, why, this is precisely why I make YouTube videos, friend. These are pointing out instructions from level 7 and generally for level 7. I do not pretend to convey level 12. I'm only trying to comprehend what it is, how we can communicate about it, and thus legitimize it as a human potential, which I can only imagine being a good or harmless thing at worst. Personally, when I found out about all this, about what meditation might be, as a rational skeptic, I was a little upset that so few people seem to find it important and nobody seems interested. That's why I'm here. I'm interested. Regardless of which levels you like or dislike, agree or disagree with, the main integral theory point is that the sun only exists as a reality interpreted and comprehended by consciousness, which occurs at levels. So this was a fun video about integral theory, Ken Wilber's altitudes, and what the sun is, and I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to keep the presentation really streamlined. I'm just trying to hit that, all those views I got on that one video, so I'm trying to do kind of the same thing again, but maybe from, who I am today. And I hope you like it. I hope you share it. I hope you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and I hope you tune into our Spotify or TikTok if those are kind of your medium. And I hope you join us on Discord for some discussion about all this kind of stuff we're talking about. But do stay tuned. We will do a follow-up with setting a little bit more context because, you watch something like this, you're like, what the heck are you talking about? What is all this? What's this from? Right. This isn't the video where we talked about that. So love you guys. Long-term audience, love you guys, of course. And people just tuning in. You're my people. I'm trying to get people to look at this thing, see what it is. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm obnoxious as hell.